I feel like Belmo would like this reaction where he just stands in that zone and kind of just throws it right and shapes the entire lane. Let's take a look at how the Rockstar Amped compares to the Phase II Pearl. Two balls that are very similar. You probably don't want both of these in your bag. I would recommend picking one or the other. The Phase II is one of Storm's most iconic and best bowling balls that they've ever made. But now we got a pro version. I know they've tried this in the past with like the Phase 4 and the Phase 5, and then they put the AI core around it in Phase AI. But to be honest, I wasn't a fan of all three. Let's see if this ball lives up to the hype. Introducing the Phase II Pearl. The colors are similar to the original Phase II, which I have right here. We'll be doing a side-by-side comparison today on both of these balls and see how they stack up against each other. As always, I brought with me a one-handed ball and a two-handed layout ball. So you'll get to see this roll in two different styles, and I'll be playing two different parts of the lane. I also brought with me a couple balls to compare to, like the Ember, the Hyroad 40, and I brought a couple others as well. So you'll be able to see on how this ball stacks up against other pro balls, kind of similar in that area.
They think they know the lane. They don't know the storm inside this ball. Feel it rising. Heartbeat steady, lights dim low. Every rep building, let the energy grow. Foot on the approach, silence in the air. This is the moment, I don't play fair. Red, blue, purple glow, waking up the night. Pearl cover shining like a blade in light. Step by step, momentum climbing. The core starts humming, time in the lining. Hold your breath. Pressure rising, I don't crack. Velocity goes spinning, ready to attack. Wheel on the lane, but I glide through clean. This throw is harder than anything you've seen. One shot, two shots, feel the ignition. A dial in the line with perfect precision. Underdog, watch me take form. Pearl in the storm. Pearl in the storm, watch me strike through the night. Skid through the fronts and the back and base. Phase II Pearl, confidence unleashed when the ball hits the pocket of a beast.
If you are new to this channel, my name is Joshua Tajiri. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this type of content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and comment down below. Let me know if you want to see any other type of content, and maybe I might pick your idea for a future video. We will also be giving away a bowling ball at 10,000 followers, so be sure to share this video with a friend. Also, if you guys like this shirt that I'm wearing, I've got the Bay Area Pro Shop logo on here, bowling knife in the front and on the back. Shout outs to KSP Hype. We did a collaboration with them, and if you like this shirt, you can get it right now at bayareaproshop.com, or if you're in the Bay Area, you can come get it in store at our shop at Bay Area Pro Shop, located inside Bel Mateo Bowl. And for today's video, we are bowling on a house shot, and if you guys bowl Tuesday nights in our scratch league, this is the fresh house shot. This is what it's actually supposed to roll like, because we bowl second shift on Tuesdays, and I do stream it on TikTok, so if you guys are free on Tuesday nights at 9:15, come visit me on TikTok, and we stream our scratch league. But yeah, this is the fresh version of what I normally see on Tuesday. So it's got a decent amount of oil, 26 mils and 42 feet. Already tripping a 4-pin. Off to a good start. With that back-to-back wrap 10s, that just tells me that I'm definitely not in the right ball. For my one-handed Phase 2, I also drilled it pinned down. I probably shouldn't have done that. I think I put the wrong layout on this ball, but I have my original Phase 2 pinned down as well with the exact same layout. So I'm gonna go to the Phase 2, and so you can see the differences between the two on how the Phase 2 should roll better on fresh. So I'm in at the original Phase 2 with the exact same layout. We're gonna see if this ball rolls better. Yeah, you can see that ball picked up much earlier, my Phase 2 Pearl was going a little bit too far down lane. So I think the Phase 2 Pearl will be great a little bit later once I break down the lane. So I'm just gonna keep throwing the Phase 2 until I start seeing some transition. So you can just see that the original Phase 2, it does pick up sooner, it reads the lane a little bit earlier than the Phase 2 Pearl. That's why it's more ideal on a fresh condition like this. If I was bowling on something with a little bit more friction, I probably could use the Phase 2 Pearl to start on a house shot. But as of right now, it's not quite working out that well. That's why I'm still throwing the Phase 2 solid until they break down a little bit. Starting to feel like kind of got the lane broken down a little bit, so I'm gonna go back to the Phase 2 Pearl and see if I get better shape now that the lane has sort of broken down. Much better. Smells good. It smells like a cinnamon. I actually didn't read the specs on what it smells like out of the box. Okay, this ball is starting to cook now. Even with it being drilled, pinned down in a longer buffer, it's just gonna force me to play more to the right, but it's still shaping really well. I think the ball itself is really good. I think I'll see a much more different shape when I'm bowling two-handed. Well, this ball carries very well. As you can see, I keep snapping that 10 out. And I like that look, keeps the pins nice and low. This is rolling really good. I even missed left on that one and I got kind of nervous because I was like, oh no, I threw it into the oil, but it still picked up. That's a really good sign, really good sign. I'm gonna go back into the original Phase 2 just to see, since I've been bowling a couple shots, how this ball would roll now. I'm gonna move a little left. Hit it. Uh-oh. Well, I got a handful out of that one and it read the lane and kind of just locked up and went forward. So that's telling me there's a lot of oil in the middle part of the lane because I did move left. And I think this ball is not strong enough for that. Still in the original Phase 2. That was better. Got that one out to the friction spot. The hook's like at, 5, 6, 7, 8, which basically on most house shots are like that. But the last couple I was getting a little bit inside to 9, 10. You can see with the Phase 2, the original, the solid, I had to be a little bit more left because the ball read a little bit sooner. The original Phase 2 was a much better choice on the fresh because the Phase 2 Pearl just went a hair too long. I think both these balls will complement each other very, very well. You can just go to league with a Phase 2 and a Phase 2 Pearl. I mean, just bring a 2-ball tilt, put it on your shoulders, just go to league. But no, they work very well hand in hand. The Phase 2 Pearl does have a stronger cover stock with a TX25. Oh, by the way, I got some new chamois for the channel. And we also got more Bay Area Pro Shop ones. So if you guys want some chamois, head on to bayareaproshop.com. These will be all up there in stock and shipping today. So get yours right now. Because that helps support the channel, helps support me, and gives me funding so I can get a new camera because one of my cameras is on its last leg. Help me out, support the channel, buy some chamois, and some merch. Buy merch. Well, let's throw the Viking. Let's see how the Viking compares to the Phase 2 Pearl. I'm gonna stand in that same spot where I was at with the Phase 2 Pearl for the first shot here. That should go high. Yep. Figured that was gonna go high. It should go high. So I'm gonna move a little bit more left, maybe like a good 4 and 2, 4 at my feet, 2 at the arrows. Left. Roll it, roll it. Oh, it touched it. So the Viking compared to the Phase II Pearl, the Viking was much stronger. It was about 4 boards left and 2 with my eyes at the arrows. And because it's got more differential, it is asymmetric. It gives a different shape. The asymmetry in the Viking, it makes that move faster down lane. And with the Viking, I'm gonna have to keep my angles a little bit more in front of me. With my Phase II Pearl, I'm able to open up the lane a little bit more. Obviously, I can't do that right now because there's not enough friction, but later on in the block, you'll see I'll be compared to other balls later when I'm bowling two-handed. You can see that I'll be opening up the lanes a little bit more with the Phase II Pearl. But the Viking is just gonna be a stronger ball overall than the Phase II Pearl, and a different motion. So you can have a Viking and a Phase II Pearl in your bag. And if you haven't already seen the video of the Viking, the link will be up here. I think it's on this side, but check it out. So where does the Phase II Pearl fit in my bag? It's gonna be like that middle to lower end spot in my bag, kind of just depending on what I'm bowling on. For like a house shot, I would put it right underneath like my Phase II or my Rockstar. You know, I can use those balls to start, then I can transition into something like a Phase II Pearl, and then I can ball down to something like a Hyroad 40 or a Typhoon. For in a sports shot, the Phase II Pearl is going to be at the bottom of my bag. This is going to be a ball when I see a lot of friction, my feet is a little bit more to the left, probably sliding like around 30, 35 and left of that. And I need to shape the entire lane, and I need that symmetrical core to keep on shaping. The problem is sometimes with the asymmetrical cores, you got to keep your angles more in front of you. Certain patterns, you need that type of shape to kind of trap the head pin in the asymmetrical pieces, but oftentimes you're going to have to stand left, open up the lanes a little bit, and make sure that your ball has enough energy to make it off the spot, to make it off of that spot and carry through the pins. The Phase II Pearl features the TX25 cover stock, so it's stronger than the TX16, I would just assume, just going by the numbers, or it could just be a different variant of the TX formula composition of the cover stock, yada yada yada. That's way too scientific for me. And it does use the same core as the original Phase II, the Velocity core. Numbers at 15 pounds, RG 2.48, differential 0.051. So we got a low RG and a high differential symmetrical bowling ball. And oh, I was right. It does smell like cinnamon because the scent is cinnamon roll. Cinnamon roll, that's right. I love me some cinnamon rolls. And this ball does come at a Power Edge factory finish. So it's got polish on it. If you want to crack the cover a little bit, I could recommend taking a 3000 or 4000 pad and kind of just lightly scuffing the surface just to break down that polish a little bit. I tend to do that before I'm bowling a tournament or league with a ball that I've never thrown before. Since I'm filming this video, I got some shots on it. I probably won't crack the cover a little bit, but if you feel like the ball's just going a little bit too long when you're first getting it, just crack the surface a little bit, and that tends to help a lot. So let's take a look at how the Rockstar Amped compares to the Phase II Pearl. Two balls that are very similar. You can see I was much farther right with the Phase II Pearl, and the Rockstar Amped, it allowed me to be a little bit more left. So I feel like the Rockstar Amped's going to be stronger than the Phase II Pearl, and I think that has to do with the cover stock. I feel like the cover stock on the Rockstar Amped is a lot diggier and stronger than the Phase II Pearl. Phase II Pearl cover feels a little bit cleaner and is a little bit more responsive down lane, where the Rockstar Amped's going to be a little bit more mid-laney and smoother. But both balls are classified in that same category of it is a big core symmetrical Pearl bowling ball. So we got two balls very similar, small different characteristics, slightly different characteristics in core and cover combos. RGs and differentials are in the same ballpark, but you probably don't want both of these in your bag. I would recommend picking one or the other. If you are a Roto Grip fan and you love the original Rockstar, just get the Rockstar Amped. That plays well off of each other. And if you're like me and you love the Phaze II and you've been throwing Phaze IIs for basically your entire bowling life, get the Phaze II Pearl. I think the Phaze II Pearl is going to be the benchmark Pearl ball of 2025. I think so. And now for the two-handed segment of the show, or episode, or ball review, whatever you want to call it. Is that gonna make it back? Oh, it does. Wow, I didn't throw any warm-up shots two-handed, so I had no idea what I was gonna expect. I was like, I'm just gonna guess. I think stand somewhere over here and throw it that way, it might strike. All right, got that one a little bit in. You can see there's still a cliff of oil as I move to the left. So I just gotta make sure I keep getting that ball to the right. That's better. I like it. There is still a lot of oil on the lane. So now let's take a look and see how the Phaze II Pearl will go up against a Gremlin. Uh-oh. So the Gremlin compared to the Phaze II Pearl, I could see that the Gremlin, the cover stock felt pretty similar. It was very clean. It was very easy to get to the break point. I do feel like it is just a notch cleaner than the Phaze II Pearl. I don't know where those cover stocks align with the Storm cover stocks and the Roto Grip cover stocks, but just my feeling of throwing the ball and how the ball gets down the lane, the Gremlin did feel a little bit weaker. Overall hook, they were very similar. The Gremlin off of the break point transitioned a little bit quicker because it has that asymmetrical properties in the core. And so I even though I did miss it that one shot way to the right and it still came back, it wasn't as continuous as the Phaze II Pearl. Now let's take a look at global symmetrical Pearl bowling ball, which is the Ember. Got lots of balls with red and orange in it. It's kind of what I'm noticing. So the Ember is much weaker. I had to move my feet a little bit to the right, and the overall ball motion, it was controllable, smooth, nothing jumpy, but definitely a step down than the Phaze II Pearl. The Phaze II Pearl really gets off of that spot, whereas the Ember just, it floats there and it's very round and smooth off of it. So all in all, the Phaze II Pearl is just a stronger version of an Ember, but with a little bit more kick down lane. Now let's take a look at the Hyroad 40. How does this compare? Well, it's got a higher RG, should be a little bit weaker. I'm gonna be in the ballpark of where I was with my Ember. Oh, that came off the spot. It definitely stored up more energy and came off the corner a little bit harder. I'm gonna move more left. I notice it does go a little bit longer before it starts to make that motion, and that time it just went a little bit too long and went behind the head pin. That's why I went wrap 10. So the Phaze II Pearl is still going to be a ball up from this, just because the Hyroad 40, because of that higher RG, it does allow the ball to go a little farther down lane. Phaze II Pearl picked up a lot sooner. It gave me a better read on this, so something when you're bowling on a house shot where there's a big puddle in the middle part of the lane, Something like a Phase II Pearl would be more ideal than a Hyroad 40, unless you're in like a super burn games 4, 5, 6, like when I bowl League on Tuesday nights. A Hyroad 40 would probably be a little bit more ideal than the Phase II Pearl, kind of just depending on who you're following. Back to the Phase II Pearl here. Oh, why the 9-pin? I feel like Belmo would like this reaction where he just stands in that zone and kind of just throws it right and shapes the entire lane. I think it's going to be a good two-hander ball. And for context, no, I'm not comparing myself to Belmo. Not at all. Not even 1%. I was just saying his ball motion, this looks like something that he would like. Oh. Wow, that Phase II Pearl shapes really well. I really liked it when I was able to get left. I could see if I was bowling, when I was bowling one-handed, if I had the lanes a little bit more burnt up and I was able to move more left, and I probably had a different layout, probably something like a 5x4 by 1.5. That's probably something that I will drill again when I get another Phase II Pearl. I'll probably change the layout and do a pin up one, because with this pin down one-handed, it's just forcing me a little too far to the right and be a little bit too far up the lane. With the two-handed one, I have this one drilled with a 4.5 by 4x4 in 2LS. So it has my pin kind of up to the right on my ring finger. But that's my pretty standard drill on my two-handed layout symmetrical Pearl bowling balls. And I feel like the Phase II Pearl is really good for when I'm in that spot in the part of the lane, because when I'm bowling like a tournament or sometimes even league, if I have to get to a certain spot of the lane, that's where I feel most comfortable bowling two-handed. That's why I'm bowling one-handed and two-handed. It's just I'm not good bowling two-handed playing straighter or trying to throw it harder. I'm more comfortable and I'm better a little bit more left when my target is 20 at the arrows or a little bit more left. That's where I feel most comfortable bowling two-handed. And that's why I feel like this Phase II Pearl really matches up with my game really well. Same with the Rockstar Amped. You know, both are great balls. They just are a little bit different. The Rockstar Amped is a little bit sooner, and the Phase II Pearl goes a little bit longer. Recently, with the Rockstar Amped, sometimes it is almost too strong of a cover stock, so it's reading the lane too soon and it's wrapping 10. I need something that's going to be just a tick longer than the Rockstar Amped. Not as clean as a cover stock as to say on something like an Ember or something on the Hyroad, because that's just a little too weak. So the Phase II Pearl really fits that spot in my arsenal really well. It's a ball, I can shape the lane. I know that it's going to clear the front part of the lane. It's not going to hook at my toe, and it's going to go through the pins really well because it's got that velocity core. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button and comment down below. Let me know. That helps the channel with the algorithm and push this video so that everyone can see it. Again, you can get all this merch at bayareaproshop.com, and the chamois that I used in this video, this Tanjiro one that I just designed. I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think of this? I think it's awesome. I'm a huge Tanjiro fan. I love Demon Slayer. Well, that's the Phase II Pearl. You can get yours at your local Storm VIP Pro Shop, or if you want to get yours right now, you can go to bayareaproshop.com. And if you're seeing this before the ball launches, we've got pre-orders. And if you're seeing this video after the ball is released, we will ship it today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.